Good morning, students. Hope all of you are fine. Beta, this lecture is also in continuation of revision of chapter 3, and name of the chapter is An Empire Across Three Continents. Beta, in previous lecture we discussed about the economic expansion of Roman Empire, and in today's lecture we will discuss about the controlling workers. As you know, beta, Roman Empire, beta, that was based on slaves. So, slavery was an institution deeply rooted in the ancient world, both in the Mediterranean and in the Near East. And not even Christianity, when it emerged and triumphed as the state religion, seriously challenged this institution. It does not follow that the bulk of the labor in the Roman economy was performed by slaves. So that may have been true of large parts of Italy in the Republican period, but it was no longer true of the empire as a whole. It means after emerging of Christianity, now Roman Empire opposes slavery. Slaves were an investment, and at least one Roman agricultural writer advised landowners against using them in context where too many might be required, because as you know at that time agriculture was labor intensive. So just to fulfill that need for agriculture, they are to employ so many slaves, and employing so many slaves and to feed them, it was a costly affair. And even their health could also be damaged. So these considerations were not based on any sympathy for the slaves but on hard economic calculation. Peter, like we are talking about, like they were opposing slavery, there was not any sympathy. इट वॉज जस्ट द इकोनॉमिक कैलकुलेशन कि अगर वो स्लेव्स को एम्प्लॉय करते हैं देन इट विल बी अ कॉस्टली अफेयर फॉर देम. On the other hand, if the Roman upper classes were often brutal towards their slaves, ordinary people did sometimes show much more compassion. See what one historian says about a famous incident that occurred in the reign of Nero. As at that time, warfare became less widespread with the establishment of peace in the first century, the supply of slaves tended to decline, and the users of slave labor thus had to turn either to slave breeding or to cheaper substitute such as wage labor, which was more easily dispensable. It means by that time supply of slaves it declined. Now how can they increase the number of slaves? So they have given the concept of slave breeding. It was the practice of encouraging female slaves and their partners to have more children, who would of course also be slaves, or they just found some cheaper substitute also as the wage labor, like daily wage labor होते हैं बेटा at present time the same way. And those daily wage labor, they were more easily dispensable. In fact, free labor was extensively used on public works at Rome, precisely because an extensive use of slave labor would have been too expensive. तो रोमन एम्पायर में क्या होता था बेटा, फ्री लेबर यूज़ की जाती थी पब्लिक वर्क्स के लिए. Unlike hired workers, slaves had to be fed and maintained throughout the year. Beta, whosoever are hired workers, we are to pay them only wages, and to slaves we are to feed them and we are to maintain them throughout the year. So this is probably why slaves are not widely found in the agriculture of the later period. So this was the reason that in agriculture part, slaves were not found, as agriculture was a labor intensive job and it was difficult to employ so many slaves in agriculture. So on the other hand, they and freedmen, beta, freedmen were those slaves which were freed by their owners. So they and freedmen, that is slaves who had been set free by their masters, were extensively used as business managers, where they were not required in large numbers. Even masters often gave their slaves or freedmen capital to run businesses on their behalf or even businesses of their own. So, this way, masters were also helping slaves to set up their own businesses. The Roman agricultural writers paid a great deal of attention to the management of labor. Columella, a first century writer who came up from the south of Spain, he recommended that landowners should keep a reserve stock of implements and tools, twice as many as they needed, so that production could be continuous. For the loss in slave labor, time exceeds the cost of such items. Because according to that writer, landowner, they should have twice reserve how much they need, because now there was a general presumption among employers that without supervision no work could ever get done. No supervision was paramount for both free workers and slaves. It means free workers or slaves, they were strictly, very closely supervised. To make supervision easier, वर्कर्स वर समटाइम्स ग्रुप्ड इनटू गैंग्स और स्मॉलर टीम्स. जैसा आपको पता है बेटा, सुपरवाइज करना एक स्मॉल टीम को अगर हम ग्रुप्स में, किसी भी हम लोगों को ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड कर देते हैं, सो टू सुपरवाइज देम इज़ ईजियर रादर देन वी आर सुपरवाइजिंग अ वेरी लार्ज ग्रुप. Columella recommended squads of 10, claiming it was easier to tell who was putting in effort and who was not in work group of this size. And one more thing also that was important, that like they grouped these workers into the group of 10, so they can control the productivity also. This shows a detailed consideration of the management of labor. Pliny the Elder, the author of a very famous natural history, he condemned the use of slave gangs as the worst method of organizing production, mainly because slaves who worked in gangs were usually chained together by their feet. Now beta, we have read, so this way if the gang of slaves, it was the worst method because जो ये slaves होते थे, they were just chained together by their feet, and if they are chained together, so it is not easier for them to work, so their productivity was low. All this looks draconian means it look very harsh that we are just tying the people with chain, but we should remember that most factories in the world today enforce similar principle of labor control. If we compare with at present, in most factories in the world today also the very close supervision is there. Indeed, some industrial establishment in the empire enforced even tighter controls. Means even more than that control was also enforced. The elder Pliny described conditions in the frankincense factories of Alexandria, where he tells us no amount of supervision seemed to suffice. A seal is put upon the workman's apron. They have to wear a mask or a net with the close mesh on their heads, and before they are allowed to leave the premises, they have to take off all their clothes. Agriculture labor must have been fatiguing and disliked, for a famous edict of the early 3rd century refers to Egyptian peasants deserting their villages in order not to engage in agriculture work. Now if we see here, beta, agriculture labor, it is very fatigueful work, very hard working work, and it was disliked in 3rd century because of that reason peasants, they were just migrating from their villages because they didn't want to engage themselves in agriculture work. And the same was probably true of most factories and workshops. A law of 398 referred to workers being branded so they could be recognized if and when they run away and try to hide. बेटा आपको पता है वी हैव रेड इन क्लास 9 ऑल्सो अबाउट दिस टॉपिक. देयर वॉज triangular slave trade between France, America and Africa, and in that also, beta, according to their build, according to the strength, slaves were branded. So isn't it very harsh that we are branding the human beings only? So that, and there was one more reason, so that no slave could hide himself or run away from that particular place. Many private employers cast them agreements with workers in the form of debt contract to be able to claim that their employees were in debt to them and thus ensure tighter control over them. अब जो बेटा प्राइवेट एम्प्लॉयर्स होते थे, they just formed a agreement that these slaves, they had taken loan from them, and just because of that they could have the tighter control over those workers. So in early 2nd century, writer tells us thousands surrendered themselves to work, and in other words, a lot of the poorer families went into debt bondage in order to survive. Whether they have not taken any loan, but still they were involved in that debt bondage. उनको उस एग्रीमेंट में एंटर करवा लिया जाता था. So from one of the recently discovered letter of Augustine, we learned that parents sometimes sold their children into servitude for periods of 25 years. Augustine asked, beta, that at present it is known as human trafficking, and that is banned by our government. Augustine asked the lawyer friend of his whether these children could be liberated once the father died. Rural indebtedness was even more widespread. To take just one example, in the Great Jewish Revolt of 66, the revolutionaries destroyed the moneylenders' bonds to win popular support. Means when there was the Jewish revolt, so at that time revolutionary, they just spoiled all the agreement of the moneylenders, and this way they got the support of the public. Again, we should be careful not to conclude that the bulk of labor was coerced in these ways. The late 5th century Emperor Anastasius built the eastern frontier city of Dara in less than 3 weeks by attracting labor from all over the east by offering high wages. Now see, this example is just contradictory to the previous one. Of this emperor, like he hired a large number of labor and he built that city within 3 weeks, and he offered them high wages. So from the papyri we can even form some estimate of how widespread wage labor had become in parts of the Mediterranean by the 6th century, especially in the east. So beta, this was the topic about the controlling of workers, that how the workers were controlled by their masters or by the land owners. So hope all of you have understood the topic. Thank you and have a nice day.